fast, swift, with results. The Special Action Force is the national support unit of the Philippine National Police. It is formed along the lines of international special armed services, but with different recruitment and selection procedures. Over the years, SAF has received training from the International Hostage Rescue Teams and Critical Incident Response Group. The anti-terrorist unit of the PNP-SAF is responsible for police counter-terrorism operations nationwide. Members or police trainees who undergo SAF training undergo several special military combat-related training, such as Basic Airborne Course Training, Urban Counter-Revolutionary Warfare or SURE-SHOCK, Scuba Busrock or Basic Underwater Search and Rescue Operations Course, and Internal Security, also known as Commando Course. SAF members are distributed and assigned to different Special Action Battalions. SAF operators are trained at their Special Action Force training branch at Fort Santo Domingo, with its air unit stationed at the PNP hangar in Pasay City. In 2009, SAF was deployed to Mindanao to compose Task Group Sulu and Basilan. On January 9, 2010, the 5th Special Action Battalion was activated pursuant to GO number DPL 08-11 of July 17, 2008. On February 18, 2013, 51st Special Action Company was realigned to Tawi-Tawi during the Sabah crisis. On January 25, 2015, 36 personnel of the 5th Special Action Battalion served as blocking force during the conduct of a law enforcement operation against Julkipli Binhir, also known as Marwan, and his cohorts at the Mama Sapano in Maguindanao, 35 of which were killed in police operation and 1 survivor.
After the Mama Sapano incident, I told all the SAF troopers that our priority is to maintain the standards of discipline and skills that we have in going after the enemy. In fact, bar of our effectivity has just been brought up by several notches after the Mama Sapano incident. The people expect so much from us, I told them, and so we should make sure that people will not be disgruntled, or at least the people should be satisfied of what we are doing in the Special Action Force.
Areas of operation. SAF are currently stationed in the following areas: the 5th headquarters of the Special Action Battalion at Old ATO Radar Station in Mercedes, Zamboanga City, co-located with its 55th Special Action Company, 1 platoon at the Zamboanga Eco Zone, 54th Special Action Company at Isabela City, Basilan, 53rd Special Action Company at Lamitan City, Basilan, 52nd Special Action Company in Holo, Sulu, and 51st Special Action Company in Bongao, Tawi-Tawi. Prime Mission. The prime mission of SAF is operation against terrorism and other threat groups, search and rescue operation, hostage rescue, and other special operations. A significant number of accomplishments gave name and prestige to the SAF, including arrest of ASGs and other lawless elements, recovery of explosives, firearms, and assorted IEDs, neutralization of kidnap for ransom group.
Our mission, first and foremost, is to maintain the readiness of our unit in the event that we are needed. Through this continuous training that we have, like the Urban Counter-Revolutionary Warfare course, or we call it SURE-SHOCK, one way or another, we are getting the basic level of skills that we need to do to protect our unit and, of course, the citizen. So this SURE-SHOCK training focuses mainly on the highly urbanized area, like Zamboanga City. Zamboanga City is a highly urbanized area. Enemy nowadays, their techniques evolve, and highly urbanized areas become more vulnerable to enemy's attack. SURE-SHOCK is a 3 months rigorous and specialized training offers only to the regular SAF members. But in this class, we also invited to some of our counterparts like the Force Recon and MBLT-9 and of course the local police that we have here for interoperability training. So sure shock focus also in precise shooting, high risk intervention, crisis scenarios or crisis situations, close quarter combat, and of course more on the planning process.
The Zamboanga Siege. The SAF figured prominently during the Zamboanga Siege. At the height of the operation, 24 MNLF members were killed, 14 arrested, and 38 surrendered. At least 9 hostages were rescued. 32 assorted long firearms and subversive documents were recovered.
Napakahalaga yung mga youth, kayo, kasi kayo nga yung hope sa future natin. So kung hindi kayo kikilos, ano mangyayari sa atin? So yun ang gusto namin mangyari sa mga student action force, especially yung mga leaders sa mga universities, is we want you to empower. Kasi organized na kayo, di ba?
SAF also makes substantial non-tactical operations, including visits to different schools and universities and other establishments for the conduct of information drives and activities.
I'm happy that we have the Student Action Force. This will now complement the efforts of our leaders in making Bungao, making Tawi-Tawi a cleaner, gentler place to live in. Now our students will not be engaged in other activities like drug addiction, alcoholism, and sex. In addition to their academic pursuits, they will now be very busy with the guidance of the Action Force on activities like beautification, cleanliness, environmental protection, livelihood for people, peace and order, rather than be a problem to society.
I believe this is the first time that the PNP-SAF has designed this kind of activity, and ang dami po, the varied experiences that are given to the students, iba-iba. There's a lot of exposure on things of, like yesterday, ang dami lang pinag-usapan about religion, about leadership, about civic volunteerism. Ang ganda po. And sana mapatuloy po nila ang ganitong activities. And we hope that in the future also that the students not only our students, but students from different schools in the region would also be able to come up with itong similar activity po, wherein they could gather and exchange ideas.
That this is something that I really wanted to do. Kasi na-realize ko po na yung mga pinili nilang mga tao na pumasok sa ganitong klaseng samahan o organisasyon ay meron po talaga magagawa para sa ikabubuti ng komunidad. We would like to be the voice of the community.
As a student leader, the inspiration for me to join the staff is, to be able to meet other students from the different universities and colleges. I don't want to quarantine myself in just our school, but also to be able to connect with other students inside with the Zamba Sulta.
They open the doors for young leaders like me, and na we can contribute even just a little to our community, and eventually that little thing will make into a big difference that could change the image of Basilan. But thank you po talaga sa kanila that they open the doors for us to explore and to develop our full potential in nation building.
Congratulations, Student Action Force! Good job! Student Action Force! Tawi-tawi chapter! Hurra!
The peace and security efforts of the Special Action Force is not confined to battle and settlement of conflict alone. Behind the gun barrels is a rather soft spot, a different kind of mission, uplifting the health conditions of the community. Thus, the conduct of the medical mission right at the heart of communities like Lapacan in Zamboanga City, benefiting young and old, healing wounds, mending anxiety and apprehensions, particularly those who are in distress. SAF is also in support to other law enforcement agencies and activities of support to crime prevention on vital installations. area or route security and security escorts, and for the conduct of joint training and operations, as well as recruitment. The Philippine National Police designates SAF with missions to develop, organize, and train organic personnel in the furtherance of the assigned mission.
As to the priorities of set forth by my leadership when I assumed, I told our SAF troopers that with what happened in Mama Sapano, the expectation of the community as far as our conduct and behavior is concerned when we go out in the battlefield has been moved up. Even in normal situations, they should be able to conduct themselves with always ensuring, always thinking that they should be conducting themselves with the highest standards of discipline and deportment.
SAF is also tasked to conduct counter-terrorist operation in urban and rural areas. Conduct commando-type unconventional warfare against lawless elements over extended periods of time with minimal direction and control. Conduct search and rescue operations anywhere in the country during calamities and catastrophes. Conduct civil disturbance management operations and address the requirements of stability and security operations in times of civil disobedience on a national scale. Operate as a rapid deployment force ready and capable to strike anytime and anywhere in the country in support of other units and other agencies as higher headquarters may direct. Perform other tasks as the Chief of the PNP may direct. Maintain a reasonable degree of law and order in the national highways and major thoroughfares. The operational concept and parameters of SAF are defined by the following. F3EAD operational concept, that is to find, fix, finish, exploit, analyze, and direct. Its operational parameters include intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition and reconnaissance, private eye agents, and police information support operations. SAF specializes in tactical response. When seconds count, count on us. Under its plan and programs are the enhancement of strategic operational concept, operational parameters and capabilities through increased number of operations against terrorism, increased number of operation against other threat groups, and integration of SAF to joint task forces like that of the naval forces of Western Mindanao. Strategy without tactics is the lowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy is the noise before the feat. As the Special Action Force adapts to the changes that are needed by the prevailing times, so does the SAF Commando Corps. Updates and adjustments are constantly introduced in the proper training of the SAF trooper to become an even more potent force to reckon with in the government's consistent and forceful counter-terrorism and anti-insurgency campaigns.
As an elite unit of the Philippine National Police Special Action Force, we want to strengthen our training as far as counter-terrorism is concerned. Of course, we should also ensure that the basic foundation or our foundation courses should be inculcated properly in our members to make sure that they will be able to execute this when the time is when they will be confronted with by the enemy. Later on, we shall also be specializing after we finish this foundation course and the counter-terrorism operations course. We shall also include a sniper specialization course, a medical course, and even intelligence surveillance and target acquisition course.
The Commando Course was first called the SAF Ranger Course, then SAF Operation Course when the training was conducted for classes 1 through 9 until 1995 when it became known as the SAF Commando, a historical course that now boasts of a total of over 76 classes graduated over the years. Throughout the years, the scope of training of the Commando Course has also evolved to include subjects that were not previously taught but are now deemed important in pursuit of excellence. The close-quarter battle and intelligence phases were thought as an orientation module which will only be taught in full once a trooper undergo a separate specialization course, which is the Urban Counter-Revolutionary Warfare course. The present commando training program now includes internal security operations, waterborne rescue, police intervention, barangay module, operational testing, and field training exercise to be taken up in the 4 months of training, 1 month of combat maneuver prior to the test mission that will be held for 1 month. The course was designed to give the troopers combat capability in both rural and urban areas in response to calls for help in time of emergencies and crisis. The new commando course aims not only to provide skills to SAF troopers, but as well as provide virtue by developing their character through fostering of discipline, righteousness, and respect. The SAF trooper is expected to be at the forefront of danger at times that are not in their own choosing and in places they are not familiar with. The definitive commando course expects SAF troopers to deliver despite great odds. This is the dedication and commitment of the SAF Training School and the SAF Commando Course. The SAF is known to invest in the intense training of its personnel. For 33 years, the unit has produced 76 commando classes, 50 airborne courses, 81 urban counter-revolutionary warfare courses, explosives, and other trainings. The Special Action Force owes this status to all its commanders and pioneers who lived up to the traditions and ideals of an elite unit that the country can rely on.
On behalf of the Special Action Force, we would like to invite you and ask you to come and join us. We assure you that if you join the PNP Special Action Force, you will turn out to be the best PNP member and the best special operator in the country. Thank you.
By skill and virtue, we triumph. Special Action Force.